And good morning, good morning, good morning. You're welcome to this 421 April 21st edition of Makers and Movers. I'm your host, Todd. Woo, baby, what a day do we have? What a week do we have? I almost didn't make it today because I forgot. I got jury duty this week. So I get to call in every night the night before. So this week is kind of up in the air as opposed to what we're going to do. I get a message on Friday that says, don't forget to check in on Sunday. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I almost did forget. So no jury duty for me today. But we don't know how this week is going to go. So we'll plan stuff out. And that's what we got. Because this is what I need from you. Long time here. Yeah, first time here. Know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in your area, and most importantly, your 5 things. What are 5 things that you are going to accomplish today? So now that we know we don't have jury duty today, we've got DTF and UV DTF that needs to get done. We've got invoicing that needs to go out from stuff over the weekend. We've got supplies that we need to order. We've got artwork that I need to do, and then we're back in training. You know, I've been setting this goal in 1 to 3 hours of training for the new marketing venture that we're running. So between the marketing stuff, the AI things, 1 to 3 hours a day, we're working on that, and it just keeps getting better, right? We got to set that time aside. We got to do it. We got to find the time to make the content creation. We got to find the time to research. We've got to find the time to take the classes. I think we're in about 3 different ones right now, so I'm not taking anything more until I finish one of these. One of them should be done here pretty quick, and then we'll see what else is there. But I've got other stuff lined up, and it seems like every day we're taking new ones. Now, today's topic is going to be content without the cringe, because I know that a lot of people have issues creating content, and we've been getting, I feel pretty damn good about it, making sure we're posting stuff out there every day across all the things that we do. So it's going to be geared more towards, shirt makers and, what their content creation is like. So stay tuned for that. With that, make sure to check in so that way I can come in and see who's all here. So Jerry's first up, 42125, invoicing, work on AI. What are you doing with AI, Jerry? Work on website, clean up emails, prep for a trip on Thursday. Say hello to all there. Where are you going on Thursday? Brian, good morning. 49 headed to 70. Mountain Dew. I think we're rain here. Oh, sorry. I've got the sparkling sherbet slush. That's a Rockstar one. We got to be done. I gotta be done by the time to pick up the kids today because we have baseball season opens tonight, first game tonight. So we got to get everything done for there. It's going to add some hecticness to it. But Brian's got truck decals. That's just ongoing, right? Emails, embroidery, marketing, sample some lasers. Samples on laser, not sample some lasers. That makes more sense. Jeff, good morning. Still recovering from Saturday. What did I miss over the weekend? It was Easter weekend. It was WrestleMania weekend. It was baseball weekend. We had a lot going on this weekend. So, Jeff, what did you have? I haven't looked outside yet. I already drank my drink, and I'm exhausted. So 5 things. Stay awake most of the day. Concert was a blast. Where did you go? And printer sold. Ooh. That was the BN20 you sold, right? So that means UV's on its way. Sarah, good morning. 48, rainy and windy. It is 40-some here, and it is windy AF, and it's gross outside. Perfect night for opening baseball. Still recovering from a crazy-ass event on Saturday. Busy Easter Sunday with the fam. Good to hear. What's up, Chuck? Good morning to you. Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota, 38 and cloudy. Water and Cup, 5 things. Quotes, digitizing, embroidered hoodies, DTF, work on graphic design. Barb's got a busy day in front of her. Hi, Jerry, Brian, Todd, Jeff, Sarah, and Chuck from Barb. Jerry saying, hey. Hey, Barb, Tim, Brian, Todd, Chuck, Sarah, and Jeff. Rena, good morning, everyone. It's 53 there in SoCal. Coffee is brewing. Hi, Rena, from Barb, Jerry. Morning, Barb, from Jeff. Oh, my, jury duty, right? Good morning, I get to call in. I have my little letter here. See, official off Chief Judge. Chief Judge wanted to talk to me, reminding me that I have to do. So, yeah, good times. I think I had one summons before, never had to go. Second one was probably mid-20s and had to go, did not get selected. We'll see what happens on this one. And Sarah says, 1, employee point log tracking. 2, prep for event this weekend. What's this weekend? 3, store refresh. 4, take down Easter decorations. What's the next holiday? Memorial Day? Yeah, what's the next highlight? 5 purchasing and fall school store template set up. That was a mouthful. Talk to me more about that, Sarah. Just like a thing, a sample store is that you're sending out. Love to hear more. Morning, Barb from Sarah, and Jeff says, I saw Jerry today without changing anything. Morning, Jerry. Very nice. What? I'm seeing. That's wowzers. Saturday left at 7 a.m., drove to Tennessee to sell the BN20, then drove to Lexington to watch Tyler Childers. Rolled back in the drive at 2 a.m. Woo! We're getting a little too old for that, aren't we, Jeff? I'm going to Atlanta for Pinners Conference. First time. What is the Pinners Conference? Like, give me an overview, really, because what I think in my head, I don't think is what it is. Morning, Jerry. And Cindy, it's dark 45. All right. I'm drinking Blue Raz energy drink. It's not. 5 things. Check emails, put fabric order away, sew a corset back into a gown, place a Wawak order, and research 3D printers. Bamboo Lab. Don't research. Just go ahead and get the Bamboo Lab. You'll be happy that you did. And Cindy says, depending on who the lawyers are for the jury duty, I might be able to get you out of it. Hey, I got to call in every night. Call in every night to see what. Yeah, call in every night. So, yeah, there's no planning for anything this week at all. That's what we got for it. But I say we get into it, right? Let's get into some creating content without the cringe. Because I don't know about you, I'm not a good dancer, so that doesn't work. Pointing at stuff and doing this type of thing, not my style. It just sometimes we can feel stuck on what to post for our apparel business, and I just want to know you're not alone in that, and you're not behind anything. We're gonna kind of go over some things of what we can do to stop that, so we can get more comfortable in front of it. And it doesn't matter if you're doing with vinyl or DTF or rhinestones or whatever it is. We got some ways that we think can help you out with this today. Because email distracted me. If you're an apparel business, an apparel decorator trying to grow your business online, trying to make content, probably feels like another full-time job, right? Spoiler. That's why we're doing a marketing agency. Shh. Like next 45 days. Because, between pressing orders, answering messages, keeping up with designs, what falls at the bottom of the list? Social media. Right? And when you do try and post things, you're hit with those, those awkward trends, these dances, that content that just doesn't feel you. And here's the thing. You don't need to be cringy. You don't need to be performative. Hell, you don't even need to be polished or creative to create effective content. You just need to show up in the way that feels natural to you, that feels consistent, and that is true to you and your brand. And on top of all that, you've got everything that you need, right? So, we're going to give you 5 no pressure content ideas that I feel is really going to work for apparel decorators. Give you some examples, some simple strategies, some easy steps you can do. Now, number 1, I preach this all the time. Film what you're already doing. The easiest content to create is what you're already doing anyway. Right? If you're pressing a shirt, peeling a transfer, folding orders, you don't need to create content. You just need to press record. That's it. It's real, it's relatable, and it takes less than a minute to do. You don't need fancy lighting or the newest trending music. You just drop your phone on the shelf, use a tripod, have somebody else hold it. You do it. Just captures your workflow. These behind the scenes clips give your audience an inside look, and it will help build trust because they will actually see work behind the product. And you can post them as is, or you can drop them into a quick reel, and then add captions to it, and add other things to it, explaining what's going on. Super simple and easy to do. For us, DTF printer, hey, can we just set up the camera and can we just record a time lapse of things being printed out? Yep, there it is. Can we set up a time lapse of when we're pressing shirts? We're doing stuff for 5th grade coming up. Can we show things like that? Cranking out shirts for Butterworth 5th graders. Can't wait to see them at graduation. Something like that. when we look at some other things, can you go ahead and pull stuff off the press, right? Like the super simple shirt comes off, you hold it up, take a picture, hey, fresh off the press. It's easy. Like you can just have that little text right there, fresh off the press. Here's a video, fresh off the press, done. No talking, no stress, no nothing. You don't have to talk. You can just put it in there. So here is what I'm telling you to do. The next time you're pressing shirts or unpacking inventory or packing up inventory or doing anything related to the business, just grab your phone, record that quick 5 to 10-second video, add a natural caption to it, what's something that just feels natural you're saying. You've already done the work. Done. You're just letting people see it. Okay? That's 1. 2, let's turn our customer questions into content, right? If someone has asked you something in your DMs, chances are a bunch of people, are wondering those same questions. So instead of privately answering and then moving on, how about you just turn those common questions into public posts? Not only does it save time, but it also builds trust and it reduces confusion. People love to know how your process works, what materials you use, how to care for their shirts. And when they see you answering questions before they ask, they feel that they can see you as this helpful professional resource, not just somebody who's just selling something, right? And this is, whether you're posting a video, a static post, creating a carousel, or making, a built-out production here, the content is what is going to educate them on what sells them. So you can have, a customer ask, hey, will this crash? Will this crack in the wash? And you can record yourself, holding the shirt and saying, great question. This is a DTF transfer. It won't crack or peel and wash properly. Just flip it inside out and tumble dry and low. Okay. So we're just repeating things that we would tell them anyway. Another one, when you get sizing questions, we have all run into this, where, somebody asked a size on this and how this works. A great one is, hey, those oversized crew necks, right? So instead of replying, he just order a size up, you just say, hey, we get this one a lot. If you're ordering, oversized crew necks and you want that cozy, slouchy look, size up one, right? And then that's it. Then you can post a video or a picture of somebody in a larger one. That's it. So for this one, what we want to do is think of a question that you've been asked more than once, right? And then use it as your next post topic. You can record a video answering that. You can write it out in the caption with a picture. You just need to do something. So just do it. Right? We're answering questions that people are already asking. We can create content with it. Now, what if you want to use templates, right? Because templates are easy for polished posts. And you don't need to be a graphic designer to make the post look good. Why? Well, we have these amazing tools like Canva and CapCut that have templates that will take care of all the heavy lifting for us. All we need to do is plug our images or videos in, change a bit of text, and you get that scroll stopping post that looks like you've spent way more time than what you did. And, templates are perfect for those days when you want to post, but you really aren't feeling that creative. They work especially well for product launches and price lists and even storytelling posts. You can create one branded layout and use it every week and just update the content inside of it. So, a rhinestone shirt, right? Well, can we use, the same Canva template every week to showcase, the shirt of the week? We're going to the baseball season. It starts this past weekend. Do we want to create a new design every week for it? So, can we create a template for that? And then we can just have the shirt of the week. And it has a logo and, a big headline like, just dropped, and then the fire emoji, and then the product photo. So everything's there, and you're just replacing the photo with it. You just drop in the new image, and that just is going to happen every week for it. Right? What if you're somebody who does pre-orders for things, right? So you run, pre-orders for hoodies, you run pre-orders for a design. Here, can we just make something that's going really fast with it? Can we create three things with it? Pressing, peeling, folding. And in CapCut, we pull those in, put them together, add some music to it, And then we can go ahead and add something to, pre-orders close Friday, link in the bio to grab yours. So on the spiritware side of things, you've got these stores that are open with it. You can just show one off. Hey, last day to order is Tuesday. Last day to order is Thursday. We can put it in there. So for this one, what you just need to do is go into Canva, go into CapCut, and look and find a template that really speaks to you. This looks like my brand. This feels like me. This feels like something I'm comfortable posting every week. And then you just change it up. Your colors, your logos, your font choices, do everything with it, and then save it as your go-to template. So when you just want to have that quick branded content, boom, you open it up, drop the stuff in, and you're set and ready to go. Now, before we get back into it, let's see how we're doing so far, and answering more of those questions and checking more of those things for it. Where did we go with it? There it is. And Renee says, greetings from Overcast 50 Chicago, water bottle, coffee in the cup. Hi, Jerry, Brian, Jeff, Sarah, Chuck, Barb, Rena, and Jeff. Jerry, I can't wait to hear all about it. Hi, Cindy from Renee. Jeff says, bamboo, Creality, Anycubic, Elegoo, my four I suggest looking into. Jeff's got a print farm, so I would listen to him as well. Hi, Renee from Barb. Howdy, Renee from Jeff. Hi, all from Texas, 60 degrees out from Linda. And Jerry says, Pinners is 100 classes on everything from plants to mosaics to cooking to tumblers to business organization. Pretty excited going with my travel buddy. Deal, Renee. What kind of things are you looking at there? That's like all over the board with 100 classes. How many days it's at? There's a lot to unpack with that one. Hi, Linda from Jerry. Barb says, we're headed to 60 here today. Rain tomorrow, which we need. We got some decent rain and storms that came through, and it's just blah outside. Hi, Linda. I get the emails, Jerry, and I'm intrigued. 5 things: therapy, doctor's appointment, mom, order stickers, sub-grad charms, engraving gifts. Love it. Hi, Linda and Cindy from Barb. Jerry says, Pinners is all over the country. Atlanta was just close to Sneak. Gotcha. Hey, Todd, Alicia here. I haven't been on a while. Good to see you again. I'm traveling. College baseball season coming to an end, so I'll be back in the craft room. 5 things that's there. I was finished onboarding my Cinta. What is that? Customer design for customer 1 and 2, and then rest. Alicia, nail it. Hi, Alicia from Jerry, and hi, Alicia from Barb. Remember, see, all this fun stuff. This is where you guys need to like and subscribe and share. Sharing, scaring. The more we get in here, the more highs and hellos and everything we get from people. And Jerry says, Todd, what do you do to tweak those videos to post on social media? CapCut, Canva, whatever your editing program is of choice. If you're using CapCut, use that. If you're using Canva, use that. If you're using Lightroom, use that. Whatever you're using that you feel comfortable using, that's what you use for it. And Cindy says, sometimes I'm left scratching my head with the content that does well on my social media. Yep. People like watching me embroider on stuffed animals. To me, it's weird, but they love seeing machines work. That's just how it is. They love seeing machines work. And Sean, right? Yeah, good morning. 71 there in Colorado. I haven't been on here in a while. Busy day, a lot of paperwork, work on the website, tap into AI. AI's here, man. We need to be working with it. We need to be doing it. Okay. Now, back into tips. We got 4 and 5 left. Tip 4. Share the story behind a shirt. Shirts just aren't products. They're memories, they're inside jokes, and they're celebrations. People love to hear the why behind things. So sharing a story that helps you stand out in a crowded feed and makes your audience, really feel like they're part of something bigger. You don't need to pour your heart out and make a meaningful post. Just a few sentences explaining, who the order was for, what the shirt means. It can really go a long way. It gives that emotional weight to your product, which increases both engagement and sales. So we've got a friend of ours who does a lot of memorial shirts, for people who have lost loved ones. And so, a lot of that is, when they're posting things, these were hard to press, but it was an honor. Memorial shirts for, a community coming together to remember somebody special. It's heartfelt without being heavy on it. And we got graduation season right here, so we're going to be creating those graduation gifts for people. So you create the customer's daughter and her friends, and they post the group photo with all of them. Hey, congrats to class of 25. Love creating these custom shirts for Corey and the crew, right? So that's what we got. Here's this. They all got them together for it. So look through your things, and was there anything that had a story behind it? You just write a 2 or 3 sentences about it in your voice, so it sounds like it's coming from you, and pair it with that product and post a photo or group pic. That's it. Super simple. And we're going to wrap all this up with use text only posts when you're short on time. Facebook has the backgrounds that you can change on there, and sometimes it's hard. Picture I'm moving this, I'm doing that over there. So the fastest way to say something is just to say something. No photo, no video, no Canva. Facebook will still love those simple text-based posts. Especially if they're funny or honest or helpful. And it could take just 2 minutes to do it, and they could still get some really strong engagement with it. So this is a great way for sharing updates, reminders, personality-driven content. If you want to break up your polished content, with something casual, this is going to be your go-to for it. We've all been there. A simple one. I just burned my finger on the heat press again. That's 5 for this week. Is there a frequent burner program? People laugh, comment, connect. We're in this business together. You can remind your fellows, hey, all orders placed by 2 p.m. Friday will be pressed and shipped Monday. Need something custom? Message me today. So you can set that, hey, everything that's ordered today will be shipped out in 7 to 10 business days to you. Use those clear, useful, and insightful messages, and you're going to get results for it. So what we can do is this is simple. Hey, everybody's got their phone. You got your phone right there. You can open it up right now, and you can just write, a short text. That's it. Text only post. You can make a reminder about something this week. You can do something joke, something real. Done is better than perfect. That's what we have to remember with this. Done is ready. Done is better than perfect. When we wrap this all up, real content wins. You don't have to be flashy. You don't have to be trendy. And you sure as hell don't need to be cringy to make great content. You just need to be consistent, helpful, and, a little bit human. People want to connect with you, not a forced version of a viral trend. So the recap of non-cringe content ideas for us, it's film what we're already doing, turn customer questions into posts, use Canva CapCut templates for easy visuals, tell a story behind a product, and 5, post those quick, relatable texts when you're short on time. Just start with one of these this week. That's it. Just start with one of these. Post it, move on, and come back next week and do it again. This is how we're going to grow without that burnout or without cringe. We just need you to get in here and do it and make some content today. We make content every day, all day. Lots of content, lots of things being made for us, lots of things to be approved for. We're promoting different brands for different people on different platforms. And I'm right there with you where it can be a struggle. But a lot of it is taking things that we did. How can we add our voice to it? And that's what we're doing with it. What do you think? Any ideas? What are you going to use for it? Let me know. Let me know in the comments what you got here for it. Consistency is my main issue. Jeff, you're not alone. There's a lot of people that have consistency issues with it. And that's one of the things as we are building out this new marketing system that we're going through and we're putting out there, and we're working with some other people. We had a good meeting of the minds over the weekend on ways to set up. Was one of the people's one of the people that I was talking to, issues that they are running into is they said, people just don't have the time for it. And when we can just schedule that up for them, here it is. Here's everything done for you. Here's a 30-day content plan. You can put it in there. We can put it in there. There's going to be different levels to it. And we just know that there's a lot that as a solopreneur or even, somebody with under 10 employees, that it's just tough to do. You're hiring, a full-time marketing person that takes care of this. They're going to run you what, $50, $60, $75,000 a year to do that. Some businesses just don't have that. The other thing is the time. You just don't have the time to do it. And yes, you can make the time by giving up on your family life, letting the business slide to create content. And you're just stuck in this because you're always doing production, you're always doing sales, you're always doing something. And so what's the easiest one just to fall back on and not do is content creation, not doing emails, not doing scheduled posts, not communicating anything to anyone, not taking trainings, not doing anything to advance your business. You're just staying still. And if you're not doing these things, I guarantee you your competitors are. So you really need to get out there and do something to make it happen. Now, there are those cases where you are, the big fish in the little pond. There's nobody surrounding you. You don't care if the dog's going crazy. So I'm hoping to avoid that. But yeah, you don't have a lot of competition, but that doesn't mean that you sit back, because somebody's going to see that and be like, somebody else really in my area doing it except Todd. I want a piece of that pie. And they're going to come out and they're going to do things to get that piece of the pie. And I'm starting to feel I'm a fat guy and there's plenty of pie to go around. I'm cool with helping out people. There's a lot of things that I will share locally with with a few of the decorators we work with. There's a lot of things I won't say, hey, I've spent $10,000 on this in the last 6 months. I'm just not giving it away to you. You want it? Join our program and pay. That's just how it's going to be. But with that, on that note, if you want to join our mentorship community where we have calls multiple times a week, that is down in the description. That call starts in 33 minutes. As far as today, we've got calls today. We've got stuff to get done. It's going to be a busy day. And Renee says, I'm consistently non-consistent. You're not the only one, Renee. You are not the only one. Jason. And just have that template in there and you just drop a picture in it. We're all doing something every day, pressing, whether you're pressing, creating, printing, engraving, testing, just take a picture of it. Take a picture of boxes that have arrived. Take a picture of things that you're doing. Just take pictures and you can put them on there for it. And that's really all you got to do. We just got to stay consistent with it. Take pictures, do that. All right. With that, we do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I plan on being here all week, but I don't know until the night before because jury duty. Call in the night before to see if you got to show up the next day. 1 day down, 4 days to go. Let's see what happens. So until next time, peace, love, press on. We'll see you then.